Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Hammer's Chat, where it's the quarterfinal draw for the Carabao Cup. The EFL Cup, big things going on this morning. Thankfully, slightly later, because to be honest with you, I was not ready at 10:30. I was just woken up, and now I've had food. But with me, thankfully, it's not just me, it's Irish Tommy. Tommy, how are you, my friend?
Very good. It's good to see your mood has improved dramatically in the last hour.
Yeah, I was just awake. I cannot lie to you.
Yeah, feeling good. Looking forward to the draw. It's been kind of annoying having to wait so long for it, to be honest. You know, normally you get the draw after the previous round is concluded, and but making us wait until Saturday. And we thought at first maybe it was 10:30, and now we've got another hour's wait. So finally, fingers crossed, the draw should be upon us momentarily.
Yes, it is, of course, being done on Soccer AM. So we'll be giving you all of the information as and when it happens. First of all, let's just talk through the ball numbers in case you were unaware. Number 1, Arsenal. 2, Brentford. 3, Chelsea. 4, Leicester. 5, Liverpool. 6, Sunderland. 7, Tottenham. And West Ham are number 8. Alphabetical order is how some would say. Have the priorities shifted for you at all? Now we're in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals. Is it time to really take this as seriously as possible, or are you thinking of different ones are more important still?
No, I think realistically, we've got a chance in 3 cups this season, both domestic cups and Europa League. Europa League, while we're maybe bookies' favourites at the moment, will still obviously be very difficult to win. There will be some good sides that we come up against in the latter rounds of that. So now that we're into the quarterfinals, I think might as well take it very seriously, and I hope he does, because I am now. When you get to the latter stages of any cup, I think that's when you really do start to get interested and think, okay, maybe, just maybe, we could do something here. So yeah, I'm taking this very seriously. I hope we get a kind draw. That would be nice. So yeah, I think, funnily enough, when I'm going into the City game, I saw the lineups, and I won't lie, I was not confident. I expected City actually to be better than they were. So I was feeling at the time like, well, okay, we'll probably lose the game and I won't lose any sleep over it. But having seen what happened, as the game was going on, and it was still 0-0, and we were really in this game with a chance to win it and get through to the quarters, I found myself really caring more and more about going through. And then, of course, the penalty shootout happened, and that was amazing. And the buzz after that, for me and every other West Ham fan, I'm sure, was just huge. And I think from that point, I was like, okay, we actually could win this thing. We're good enough that we could win the Carabao Cup. And so, yeah, now I'm actually really up for this cup. And I will be very, very invested in the quarterfinal, whoever it's against.
Yeah, me too. All of a sudden, it becomes very real. When you draw Manchester United the first time around, you're like, okay, well, we move, we deal with it. We've definitely got an opportunity, but it is what it is. Then when you get the second one and it's Man City, you're like, okay, right, it's just going to be one of those seasons, I guess. But having come through both of those, and now you see the last 8, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of teams in there. Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham, these are all top teams. Leicester are around our sort of level as well. These are all big teams. But I genuinely believe that on our day, we could beat any of those. I would really do believe that. And then you look at, say, Brentford, who done us dirty somewhat. It was a really difficult game, but that's the team we should be beating. And then there's Sunderland still in it. So all of a sudden, it does become very real. You think 2 wins and we're in a final. That's the easiest way to put it. But before we get to the draw, which is about to start, if you're wondering, I need to remind you all that today's video is brought to you by the OneFootball app. It's a beautiful app. It's a wonderful app. It's maybe the best app, Tommy. I don't know if you've ever heard about it. It might be honestly the greatest app that's ever existed. I don't know if I'm putting... There you go. We all have it. It combines social media with football in that you only have to follow the things you want to follow. Let's say you're bored of hearing about Newcastle's takeover. Let's say you're bored about hearing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, maybe he's not leaving Manchester United, all that stuff. You don't need to hear it. You get the OneFootball app, you follow West Ham, and it's all the stuff you just want to hear about. Check it out. Link in the description below, link in the comments. Thank you very much to the OneFootball app. Exactly. Let's just all take a minute and just point at the nice big glowing sticker on the screen. Obvious question: who do you want? Who do you want?
Home to Sunderland. Thank you very much.
I was going to say,
Sorry,
is it that simple? Because it
yeah,
is for
it
me a
is.
little bit.
It is that simple. You want the easiest possible passage to the semi-final. Let all the other Premier League teams knock each other out, and bring it down to the last four. I think first and foremost, I really, really would like to be at home. Probably more than anything else, I would love a home tie because I think at home, 60,000 crowd in there, as I said, to really get the players going. I think we can win any game, particularly at home in this competition. So my main priority, I think, would let's just get this quarterfinal on at the London Stadium. After that, look, we get who we get. You're going to have to play very good sides at some point. We're into the quarters. So if we get a big team, we get a big team. I think we're getting ready for that first team now, actually.
We are. So I'll say the home teams and Tommy will say the away. First out of there is number 7. That's Tottenham Hotspur.
Tottenham at home. And Tottenham will play West Ham. We're away at Tottenham in the quarterfinals.
Away at Tottenham,
Wow.
straight out of the
Straight out the gate. We're at Tottenham in the quarterfinals. What a tie that's going to be.
We'll go through the rest of them first before we deeps it too much. But Tottenham versus West Ham is, you might think we're lying. It is genuinely Tottenham versus West Ham. Next out of the pot is number 1. That's Arsenal.
So Arsenal home tie, and they're going to get you know who, because they always get Sunderland. I tweeted this yesterday. Arsenal will draw Sunderland at home. They have unbelievably lucky in cup draws, Arsenal. I don't know how they do it. But I said yesterday, no, don't worry. Arsenal will be at home to Sunderland, and that's what's happened. So they should be in the semi-finals.
Number 2 is the next one out of the hat. That is Brentford at home.
So Brentford now are going to get Liverpool or Chelsea. It's Chelsea. So Brentford at home to Chelsea. So that's going to be a really intriguing one. You know, Brentford are going to be in that game. I give them a genuine opportunity there, Brentford, because they're at home.
And then the final one out first is number 5. That's Liverpool.
And they will, of course, play the only team left, which is Leicester.
So in case you missed it, these are the matchups. Tottenham versus West Ham. Arsenal versus Sunderland. Brentford versus Chelsea, which I didn't type in for some reason. And Liverpool versus Leicester. Let's talk about Tottenham. How you feeling?
Yeah, fine with that. Unfortunately, away from home. But, you know, we don't fear Tottenham. We just don't fear them. We're perfectly capable of going there and turning them over. And, you know, that would be fantastic. You know, to knock Tottenham out on their own path, you know, would be brilliant. So, yeah, obviously, look, no easy tie there, really. Maybe at home to Sunderland would be one you would be very strongly confident about. But other than that, look, there were all going to be tough games. And it could have been worse. Let's be honest. I know we're saying Tottenham, obviously, big rivals away from home, but it could have been worse. You know, Tottenham, you know, are not having a good time, and they do not look great. Harry Kane doesn't look like he wants to be there at all. So yeah, I'd be relatively confident that we can go there and get a result.
If you're Tottenham, if you're looking at it from Tottenham's perspective, would you rather fixate on the Europa Conference League on this or on the Premier League? Because, for example, Major here saying that Spurs need to focus on the Europa Conference. I mean, they're struggling on all fronts right now. Is this something you think they would happily put aside, or are you thinking we're going to go up against potentially the strongest Tottenham side you can face?
No, I think we'll be seeing a strong Tottenham team in that quarterfinal. I don't see any reason Nuno would put a weakened squad out. I think I don't care if we don't win this tie. It's still a quarterfinal in a cup, and they're at home. And, you know, his job looks more and more tenuous all the time. He's not in a position for me to start chucking away games. You know, Tottenham fans are not going to be happy with him if they feel like he's chucked a game at home to West Ham in a cup quarterfinal. You know, I would imagine they'd be quite livid if they felt he just chucked the game. So I don't think he has that luxury. Yeah, I think we'll see a strong Tottenham side, but we'll see a strong West Ham side as well. So yeah, I think Nuno will go for it and will really want to win that tie.
And I think this is the crazy thing. And I agree 100% with what Clayton's saying here. They will be more worried about this draw than we will. You know, we've already beaten Tottenham this season, and we did it without really playing anywhere close to our full flowing best. We dispatched them. Look, it wasn't an easy game by any stretch of imagination, but we did it. And if anything, they're going to look at that and go, not again. Not again, which is kind of an insane thing to say. This is a question for you and everyone in the chat as well. I want to get your numbers in the chat on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least confident, 10 being the most confident possible. How confident are you, Tommy, that we will be in the semi-final draw?
I don't want to get carried away. We are away from home. It's hard to know what Tottenham's form will be like at the time. Maybe they'll improve a bit. You never know. But I'm still confident. And given our current form of both teams and just how well organised we are and what a bit of a mess Tottenham seem to be at the minute, I would, being realistic, I would say around a 7.
Okay.
I would say around a 7 in confidence. There's obviously a chance we could lose it. Tottenham do have a lot of good players, and again, it's a cup tie. Is it possible we'll go and not really play great? It could happen. So you can never be too cocky about these things. But I would say I'm a 7. I think we're going to go there and beat them.
The thing is, as well, is like in the sliding scale of how scary matches are and everything else. And how I guess where I would prioritize it, the Carabao stops still isn't that high. Like if you said to me, would you rather get through this or get through to the next stage of Europa in the last 16? I would pick get through to the quarterfinals of the Europa League, right? But our second string squad is just so strong at the moment that I think we can like for example, where is it? Gatesy up here. Forced reminds if you haven't already subscribed. There you go. If you haven't already subscribed, of course, and not link in the description below, just go and have a look. Forced remind. I haven't put it in there. I didn't think that far ahead, Gatesy. I'm sorry. But Rice and Antonio must be used. It's the sort of thing where I agree. We should be probably putting out our first team for this. But even if we were to rotate semi heavily and look for a different kind of let's just say the Europa League side we usually put out, I would still be confident of our performance and I'd still be relatively confident of us going through. I mean, we're looking at the chat here, all 7s, 8s, basically, some 9s, some 10s, a lot of big numbers, a lot of high numbers, which again, away to Tottenham, you wouldn't usually say that. And yet here we are. I don't know if you heard Tommy, but we're kind of massive. Outside of that, just the other teams very quickly. Which one of those matches interests you the most?
I guess they're all interesting, but I think I really want to see. I'm definitely 100% going to watch Brentford Chelsea. Yeah. I think there could potentially be an upset on the cards there. Brentford have started the season very well. They're always very well organised. Play some nice stuff, and they've got some really good players in there. So I'll be watching that, and I won't lie, I'll be cheering on Brentford. I would love to see Brentford turn Chelsea over in that game, and I think that is a potential banana skin for Chelsea. So I'll definitely be watching that with interest.
Yeah,
I think the Arsenal game. Arsenal are going to beat Sunderland. At home. I just don't see.
Imagine if they don't know. But imagine if they don't. Like, I don't disagree with you. I really do think it will be the case. But at the same time, what if they don't? I don't know how. Do you know how Sunderland are doing in the league? I don't know.
I really don't know. I'm very limited knowledge on League One. I don't know what's going on there. But obviously, look, they're obviously doing well enough to be in the quarterfinal of this cup. Had a very good win in the last round. So maybe they'll, just hang on grimly at 0-0 for 90 minutes and Arsenal will miss 3 penalties and get knocked out, but you never know. It's cup football. Anything can happen. But Arsenal do seem to be improving a bit this season under Arteta. They seem to be steadying the ship a little bit there. And they do still have some very good players, Arsenal. So I think Sunderland would be very much outmatched. But, if they play, 3 central backs, wing backs, get everyone back behind the ball, defend for their lives, and anything can happen, But I think that one should be a relatively easy ride for Arsenal. The other one's very intriguing, Liverpool-Leicester. Again, Liverpool will not have that all their own way. Leicester are a very good side, and they'll really be going for it as well. So that game at Anfield, I think will be really interesting as well. Leicester really in with the shout there. So yeah, all interesting ties. But apart from our own, definitely going to be watching Brentford Chelsea. I don't know, sneaking suspicion Brentford might do something there.
I actually agree. I have Brentford are really good right now, man. Brentford are really good right now, and they're deservedly getting a lot of plaudits for it because I think they're doing it.
Yeah.
Final question, Tommy: Are we seeing Silverware this season? Are you starting to believe that? I mean, like I know before the season we had some conversations, for example, about the Europa League and how you felt like this is actually something we could probably go on and win. It's something we could definitely have a chance in. Are you starting to really believe that we are on for Silverware this year?
Again, without getting carried away, there's still a lot of football to be played,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of things can go wrong. But what I would say is that this is the best chance we've had to win Silverware in a very, very long time, because we have such a good, not just team, but squad.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got such a great manager. We're so well organized. Players are happy. They're full of confidence. They believe they can beat anyone.
Yeah.
And they're showing it on the pitch in the performances. We're absolutely flying it. We're making the Europa League look incredibly easy at the moment. And as I say, that the result we've knocked out Man United away, Man City at home in the Carabao. We're very capable of beating Tottenham and getting to a semi-final. So whether or not we win Silverware, it's not easy to win Silverware. We may still end up with nothing, but I definitely feel like this is the best opportunity. It's the best placed team that we've had for a very long time to go and actually win something. And it is entirely possible. I'm quite optimistic this season at our opportunity to win something. Whether it pans out, we wait and see. But it'll be a fun ride along the way. And yeah, I am optimistic. Something really could happen this season. It's really possible for the first time in a long time, I feel. I mean, how many times have we, us West Ham fans, been absolutely livid after a cup game because we put out a weakened side who didn't even bother and got beat 4-0 by Oxford? It's ridiculous. Those days are gone. That won't happen to us now. We're not losing to Oxford now. We're beating Man United and Man City and knocking them out the cups. Yeah. And that gives me a lot of hope that finally we may actually lift some silverware. And if we're going to do it, now would be the season. It's Mark Noble's final season at the club before he retires. And I mean, just to top it off with him walking up whatever steps they may be, whether it's Wembley or Sevilla or wherever it is, for him to be walking up the steps and lift a cup as his kind of swan song as a West Ham player, I mean, that would just be perfection.
It would be. It would be truly beautiful. Just in case you missed the draw and you're wondering what the teams were despite being along the bottom of the screen, I'll read them out once more. Tottenham at home versus West Ham United. Arsenal versus Sunderland. Brentford versus Chelsea. And Liverpool versus Leicester. The quarterfinal draw is upon us. It's happened. We're here. We know what's going on. Come on, semi-finals. Let's go. Let's just beat these lot again. We'll move on. We move on with our lives. We do it very well, and we see what happens. But I agree with you, Tommy. Like, I really do. Like, this is the best chance we've had in such a long time, and beautifully us doing. And this is the thing: us taking the Europa League seriously and like dispatching it as we have done gives us the ability to be able to switch up, change up, be like, okay, well, maybe we'll play a slightly. We can afford to play a slightly weaker team, say in a Europa League late group stage game. And that means we can focus on either a cup tie or the Premier League or whatever it happens. All of a sudden, the management of this team almost seems too easy because we've done so well at the beginning of it. You can afford to do these rotations. There are all of a sudden free hits. You know, sometimes when you usually go up against Tottenham or you usually go up against whatever, you'd be like, okay, we have to do this. Whereas now we can sort of go, okay, well, we can relax a little bit on here. We can do a little bit here. We can focus on that. And it's not the end of the world. It feels quite nice. I'm just enjoying being a West Ham fan right now, Tommy. I can't lie to you. I'm just enjoying being a West Ham fan. Any last thoughts before we go?
Yeah, pretty happy with that draw. I always love taking on Tottenham. It's always a huge game for us because of the rivalry, because, there's no love lost. I can't stand Tottenham, frankly. And I just makes my whole week whenever we beat them. So I can't wait to go turn up at their gaff and turn them over again, because I think that's what's going to happen. I think we're going to knock them out the cups. Cheerio. And heap more misery on their already miserable fans. Love it.
Never it doesn't take it personally, does Tommy? It doesn't take it personally. But everyone, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you haven't already, subscribe if you're new around here. All of that good stuff. We appreciate you for coming. Remember, on Sunday we'll have our full slate of match day coverage, starting with the build-up show, then the watch along, and then our live review. So make sure to come back and watch that tomorrow if you aren't already planning on it, because I'll be here for a long time and I need you. Subscribe, like the video,
and just
all that good stuff.
and just a reminder. I know you said we're a couple of games away from the final. The semi-finals in this competition are over 2 legs.
Of course, yes, of course. Sorry.
Yeah. So I've got a feeling, and I'm going to predict this. I think that I think we'll beat Tottenham, and I think our semi-final will be against Brentford. How about that?
I'm loving that. And you know what? I would take it. It would terrify me, and I'm more than happy. Squeaky bum time, and I'm fine with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't. Nothing good isn't terrifying, so I'm fine with that.
No, we're not scared of anything now, are we? At the moment, we're like, bring it on.
No, but all of a sudden, when it's a semi-final, I will be. Let's be real.
Yeah,
I will be. I'll be honest about it, I will be. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Come on, you irons, and we'll see you next time. See you later, everyone.